Imagine yourself meandering through the storied streets of the Grand Canyon Village. The echoes of history blending with the grandeur of the canyon, filling the air with tales of yesteryear. It's a journey through time and beauty, but keep your wits about you, because history has its own surprises.
I'm the Canyon Cowboy. This here's my trusty steed jackpot. If you're mapping out a Grand Canyon getaway, you just struck gold. Well, back in 1901, the first steam-powered locomotive chugged its way to the South Rim, transforming this quiet outpost into the lively Grand Canyon Village. With that iron horse came opulent establishments like Tovar Hotel, Hopi House, and Verkamp's Curios, sprouting up faster than a desert flower in monsoon season. Nowadays, you can promenade through these historic streets and feel like you've been whisked back to the early 1900s. If only that were actually possible and I could feel at home again. Anywho, we're gonna hit all the must-see spots, and don't you dare gallop off or we reveal a hidden piece of ancient history most folks miss.
Now before we hit the trail, allow me to introduce my trusty steed, Jackpot. Whoa, bud, we'll hit the trail in a jiff. As I was saying, if you're bound for these here parts... Whoa, hold on, what in tarnation? Sorry about that. Hey everyone, as you can see, I'm not actually a time-traveling cowboy from the early 1900s with a talking Jeep.
Ain't that the gospel truth? Ain't that right, bud?
Yeah, so my real name's Steven, I live in Flagstaff, I love the canyon, and I made this channel to answer all your questions, but do so in a fun and entertaining way, so yes, the Canyon Cowboy isn't actually real.
But my information is...
Well, he's right about that one.
You about done?
Yeah.
All right then.
As I was saying, if you're bound for these here parts, peruse GrandCanyonPosse.com for all of your travel necessities. Whoa, you're right, bud. I've rambled enough. Let's hit the trail. Woo! Well, once I find a parking spot, which can be more elusive around the Grand Canyon Village than a greased pig at the county fair, we'll head on over to our first stop, Verkamp's.
Back in 1898, John George Verkamp, an enterprising fella, and I can personally attest to his friendly disposition, opened the canyon's first curio shop, peddling Native American crafts to the early tourists. After a brief closure, he returned in 1905, anticipating the tourism boom brought by the Santa Fe Railroad. Verkamp's Curios stood resolute, leaving an indelible mark on the village. It still stands today, but the family sold the place, and now it's run by the fine folks over at the Grand Canyon Conservancy. Now let's hoof it on over to our next destination, Hopi House. In 1905, the illustrious architect Mary Colter designed this gem, inspired by ancient Hopi pueblos. Now she was a veritable genius. I only ever saw her from afar and was too intimidated to approach. I mean, what's a feller like myself have to say to someone with such renown? The Hopi House, though, with its robust stone walls and diminutive windows, it mirrors those old dwellings, shielding folks from the relentless desert sun. Inside, it feels like an ancient cave of Native American crafts. Now it's time to saddle up and head on over to the Grand Canyon Railway Depot. In 1901, the Santa Fe Railway ushered tourists right to the village, replacing the arduous stagecoach journey. And let me tell you, it was quite the upgrade from trekking on horseback. My backside sure appreciated the cushy seats. Though it waned by 1954, it was resurrected in 1989 by a new outfit calling itself the Grand Canyon Railway. And you can still embark on a nostalgic train ride from Williams to the Grand Canyon today. Let's mosey on over to a real gem, Tovar Hotel. Built in 1905 to cater to affluent travelers, this Grand Lodge combined Swiss chalet and Norwegian villa styles. With modern amenities like electric lights and indoor plumbing, it set new standards and attracted notable guests like Presidents Roosevelt and Taft. Today, it remains a National Historic Landmark, welcoming guests with historic charm. Even upgraded with this here thing called air conditioning to keep the rooms cool. Back in my day, we thought a breeze through the window was a luxury, but I reckon folks these days melt faster than butter on a hot biscuit. It's got the ultimate dining room for special occasions. Best to book that ahead. Plus, their cocktail lounge is a great place to procure some grub and refreshing libations. Next up, let's take a saunter to Bright Angel Lodge. Once again, designed by the indefatigable Mary Colter, it features the iconic geologic fireplace, displaying bricks carved out of the canyon's rock layers and laid out in geological sequence. This rustic lodge offers comfort and historic reverence, making it a perfect amalgamation of both. Great options for victuals here with a steakhouse, burger joint, and a good old tavern. Now, the Bright Angel Lodge ain't your run-of-the-mill lodge. It's a sprawling collection of cabins perched right on the edge of the canyon. Among these rustic retreats is Bucky O'Neill's cabin, the oldest structure in the village. Built by Bucky himself, an early settler and one of Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders, this cabin's got stories seeped into its very logs. If you're looking for a slice of history to lay your head, you might just be able to bunk down in this legendary spot. Now it's almost literally a hop, skip, and a jump to the Lookout Studio. Another one of Mary Colter's designs perched right on the canyon's edge. Crafted in 1914, this rustic spot offers the perfect perch for photo snapping and wilderness watching. Inspired by indigenous Puebloan dwellings, Colter designed this studio to blend seamlessly with the canyon, almost as if it sprouted from the rim itself. Inside, it's a cozy retreat with exposed logwork and stone walls, lit up by wide windows that frame vast views. So when you're wandering through the Grand Canyon Village, don't miss the Lookout Studio. It's not just a building, it's a portal to the past and a front row seat to nature's grandeur, all wrapped up in Colter's brilliant design. Now, time to make tracks on over to Kolb Studio. Kolb Studio, erected by the intrepid pioneer photographers Ellsworth and Emery Kolb in 1904, captures the canyon's majesty. Despite myriad challenges like myself, it endured the test of time. But unlike me, it didn't hitch a ride on a time twist and tumbleweed and wind up a century ahead wondering what in tarnation happened. Nope, this here studio has been rooted right here the whole time, sitting as steady as a rock while the world spun itself into all sorts of modern tomfoolery. Today you can explore the studio and even book a special tour for an exclusive glimpse into the personal lives of the Kolb brothers and Grand Canyon history. Links to that tour in the description below. Next up, let's hit the trailhead of the famous Bright Angel Trail. This historic path offers a journey through geological and human history. For a brief sojourn, the 1.5 or 3 mile rest houses are commendable turnaround spots. For the intrepid, a trek to Plateau Point, or even to embark on a full rim-to-rim hike. Remember, what descends must ascend, and temperatures can escalate up to 30 degrees more at the river than at the rims. Lastly, the hidden gem aforementioned, ancient pictographs known as Mallery's Grotto. As you hike down Bright Angel Trail, keep your eyes peeled past the first tunnel. Look up to the left and you'll discern red pictographs beneath an overhanging ledge. These ancient symbols, crafted over 4,000 years ago, connect us to the Havasupai who thrived here long before it was a national park. For them, it marked a path down to the river, later supplanted by the Bright Angel Trail. For us, it's like a treasure map, minus the buried gold, lifetime of riches, and a leisurely existence. But it does come with some breathtaking views, so that's something. Well, there we are. We've ambled through the Grand Canyon Village, peeked into the past at Kolb Studio, and tiptoed down the Bright Angel Trail. Each spot offers a unique glimpse into the grand old Grand Canyon and its illustrious history. Remember, the canyon's always here, whispering its secrets. Till you can tip your hat to these sights in person, keep on wandering, partners.
Before you plan your own tour of the village, trot on over to GrandCanyonPosse.com. There you can sign up for my email list where you can get exclusive deals and discounts from everything from lodging, tours, to the best grub in the entire region. Or reach out to me directly if you want help planning the absolute best Grand Canyon experience, tailor-made for you and your posse. So, until our paths cross again, see you on down the trail, my friend.